Welcome to Live Your Best Midlife. I'm your host, Jill Lewis. Join me for inspiring pep talks and expert interviews as we explore staying active, feeling great, and embracing midlife adventures. Whether you're an empty nester, a pickleball enthusiast, or just ready to rediscover your vibrant self, this podcast is for you. Let's make our mid-years our best years. Now, on to the show. Hi, welcome back to the podcast. This is your host, Jill Lewis. I'm so happy to report that I am back in my workout space, my office. I'm back at home after what an incredible trip. But 2 weeks is a long time to be gone, I think, especially when you're out of the country. So always feels good to get back into your own bed, sleep with your own pillow. For real, though, the jet lag has been really very good for me. I'm sleeping almost too much at this point. So I guess the jet lag is there, but I'm not really tired during the day. So that's great. I was able to sleep a little bit, some on the way home. I was pretty happy with that. Our travel date was well over 30 hours. So I was able to get some sleep in. But here's the thing. I take all the sleep aids when we're traveling. So I don't mess around because I just know myself and I have to sleep. So I don't take Advil or Tylenol PM ever unless I'm traveling, and then it is on. So that helped a ton. Plus my melatonin gummies. I take my magnesium, my progesterone. I was making sure at night I still had that even on the plane, but definitely taking advantage of the sleep aids. That knocked me out. And even when I get back, I think the secret is the first 2 to 3 nights, still take it, because it just helps your body get back into that correct circadian rhythm for your time zone. And that's what I do. Even like when I'm on the trip. So on the plane, I'll take it that first night on the plane. And then the first night that I'm in my new location, it was a 7-hour time zone difference. So that's pretty significant. And that just helps ensure that I do sleep through the night. So I don't wake up at 3 a.m. or something. All that trick is from my dad. That's what my dad used to do. And so that's what I do. And I think it really does help. So we're feeling pretty good. Although I will say maybe some prayers for my husband, because he has a quote bad cold right now. And if you're married, you know how tragic that can be for a man. Hopefully he'll pull through this weekend with that quote bad cold that he has. But I have to say, we were so lucky because, okay, listen to this. There were a lot of people that were on the trip with us that got a terrible, just a bacterial infection, a stomach bug. And everyone figured out, they traced it back to when we were in Johannesburg. We had a layover in this hotel and they had this amazing lunch buffet for us when we just got there. And it's weird because normally if I go through a buffet, I do take part in, if there's like a salad there, but I didn't see that part of the buffet until I'd already filled my plate with all this hot food. And I just really oddly wasn't that hungry at the time. And so I just thought, oh, I don't really need that. I'm good with this. And also it just depends. Now, I truly think where we were in Johannesburg, I would have eaten the salad if I'd seen it first. But a lot of times if we're traveling somewhere, like once we got to Zambia, I was in my mind going, oh, I'm not really going to eat any kind of lettuce or raw vegetables. But I felt like in a city like Johannesburg, we would have been fine. Anyway, all that to say, traced it back to this spinach salad, got so many people sick. So that when we got to Zambia, there was at least 3 women that got really bad. We're talking like major digestion problems, like diarrhea, throwing up, felt terrible. They were like, it ruined the next 3 days of their trip. And we had people that we knew on the way back were experiencing the same thing, either at one end or both ends on the plane. Can you imagine getting so sick that one of our friends actually, when they landed in Charlotte at the airport in the US, had to go to the ER and miss their flight back to their hometown because she was so sick. And I'm just like, thank you, Lord, that Randy and I did not eat that day and our trip was great. But man, that's the thing about travel. You just never know. Anyway, there was a ton of couples we were finding out that actually did get very sick from that, probably like E. coli or something. I don't know.
Oh, sounds awful, but everybody got on like antibiotics, I think, and are doing better now. But whew, we dodged a bullet for sure on that one. I have to say today, this is the first time I've put on like a full face of makeup for me and actually did my hair since we left on this trip. I just made a decision since we were going to Africa. I was like, it was by far the most casual trip that I've ever been on. And I pretty much knew I would be wearing a hat a lot. And I thought, I'm not going to bring any of my hair tools with me. Plus, when you travel abroad and you've got the adapters and the different plugins, I don't want to fry I use a hair straightener to either straighten or curl. Like when I curl my hair, I don't use an iron. I actually use a hair straightener and just twist it. And I love that hair straightener. I don't want it to blow up or overheat or anything in a foreign country. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to take it. I don't really want to deal with it. And sometimes I just take a cheaper, I have like travel curling iron, but I thought, I'm not even going to do that. I don't even want to do my hair. My hair is stick straight, by the way. So I can get by with not doing that. And that's what I did the whole time. I just thought, I'm good. I'm not going to do my hair. I didn't even blow dry my hair the entire trip. I would either wash my hair before I got into bed at night and just wake up and be like, we're good, or just wash it and let it air dry as we were going out. So many times we were going out to dinner and my hair was still a little bit wet. I just didn't care. I was like, whatever. And I brought very minimal makeup. I'm a minimal makeup person and product person in general, but on this trip, I really pared it down. So we're talking like just the basics. I need to do a post on social media about how to do like the most simple makeup on the go. And I really don't use any kind of powdery makeup anymore. Everything I do is more of a cream, kind of a stick, or it's just I don't use like powder stuff anymore, so that was really easy. And yeah, I'm going to definitely share those products that I use because I felt like wow, this was super easy and it was something I could just put in my carry-on bag even if we were getting off the plane. I just wanted to freshen up really quickly. So that was good. Yeah, it was such a low maintenance look trip for me, but I will say by the last night or two, I was like, am I getting so ugly? What is happening to me on this trip? Could be a combination of things. Probably a little bit of inflammation just from normally I'm a gluten-free gal, and when on the trip, I just let all of that go by the wayside. So I'm sure I was inflamed, plus having more alcohol than I normally would, plus not my normal hair and makeup routine, skincare routine. So I hate that I felt that way, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? I really do hate to admit it, but it was a great break in not having to get ready and stuff. But sometimes when you do your makeup and your hair, and oh, and I also didn't take any jewelry. So no jewelry. I had my Aura ring, didn't wear my wedding ring, just wore like a band, just no jewelry because I just wanted to keep everything super basic. But sometimes there's something about hair, makeup, and jewelry for me. It feels like my armor, feels like it gives me confidence. And again, I don't like admitting that, but I'm just being real. Anyway, since I've been back though, I have played pickleball twice already. So that's been really great. I feel like I am now caught up with my faster way workouts, which is great. And I have to say this, yesterday I was Randy knows how to sweet talk me because out of the blue, I was in the kitchen getting dinner ready last night and he walked in and he asked me if I've lost weight. When your husband says that, don't you just, it's like, are they being for real or are they know how to butter your bread? I don't know. But anyway, he knows the way to my heart. So my honest answer, though, I have to say is I have no idea. I do not weigh myself. I have a scale. I just don't use it. I feel, and my clients all know this, the scale messes with you in a very negative way. And the only way that I keep track of progress or one way or the other is by taking measurements. And I haven't done my measurements probably since the spring. And so by measurements, I mean, I'll just go at my waistline. And I know I never do my legs because I'm not worried about my legs. So it's usually bust and waistline for me. Where I'm going to keep fat is definitely going to be in that area. It's going to be either in my back or in my stomach. So I never have to really worry about my arms and legs. But so I just keep track that way. Plus, I can tell with my clothing. I know I see myself naked every day. I can tell what's going on. And yeah, so that was nice to hear that. But my clothes are fitting the same. I just think it's funny. With a lot of people that I travel with were talking on the trip about gaining weight, eating too much, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't feel that way. I go on vacation. I love the break from having to think about that. Think about how much protein am I eating? Am I eating too many carbs? Am I overdoing it at this or that? And it's just, such a great mental break for me. But I have to say this, the food was pretty darn healthy for the most part. It really was. We were eating a ton of beef or fish and a ton of vegetables. And really, there wasn't any snacking. When I'm at home, because I work at home, it's a lot easier to snack. So when I was on this trip, I didn't pack any protein bars. I did not pack any protein powder. It was a true break. I did pack my creatine and I did pack my hydration packets. Oh, which by the way, those hydration packets, I had so many of them that the women that were sick with the stomach bug from that salad bar, I gave them a bunch of my Faster Way hydration packets, and they were like, the day that we were leaving, I saw them and they were like, thank you so much for giving us those. That really helped. So anyway, a little plug there for Faster Way hydration. On the trip, I really did stay active. We were walking and hiking, and I still, with every three locations I went, they all had a gym. So wasn't doing every workout, but I was still doing my workouts. I would say the biggest difference for me was all of the cocktails. The cocktails were so delicious. We went to wineries one day. I was drinking sparkling wine, but that's really the only difference. And when I'm home, I would say I'm 90% of the time, I'm 90% really on track with everything. And so going on a trip like this, it's like my body can handle it. My body is not, it's at a good place. It's metabolically flexible to handle trips like this. But now I'm back on track. When I get home, I'm not doing anything extreme at all. I just get back to it. And it's felt really good. So, anyway, it was nice to know that, oh, yeah, I can leave for 2 weeks and not really experience anything, I guess, negative. So, that was great. What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, this was funny. So, yesterday, my daughter and I were just talking, and she was just saying, oh my gosh, I'm so happy it's fall. She lives in Atlanta, and it's been so hot there this summer. And she's just, I can tell like the weather's changing. It feels so much cooler in the evenings and blah, blah, blah. And we're basic white girls. We love all things pumpkin spice and just all the different things. And so we were talking about that. And it got me thinking about the seasons and how before the fall, I liked fall a lot, but it freaked me out because it meant that winter is coming. Like winter is coming. And I dreaded it. Like I really did. And now that this will be our 4th year of being snowbirds in Florida, I'm like, bring it on. I love winter. Winter is my favorite now, which is hysterical, but that's only because we're in Southwest Florida. So I'm just curious, as you've gotten older, the seasons in order of least to your favorite, has that changed at all? Because for me, they really have. So here's my new lineup. This is what I was telling Ava. So my new lineup is winter is my favorite. Who saw that coming? But I'm in Florida, so woohoo. So winter's my favorite. Fall is my next favorite because, like I said, it's the perfect weather. It's just, I love the feeling of fall. I love all the pumpkin spice. I love Thanksgiving. October is beautiful here. So anyway, I like that. And then this next one, I think it's a toss up, but I'm going to go summer. Even though I don't like August, I'm going to pick summer. And then I'm going to say spring last. And you guys, that is so different from how I used to be. It used to be summer, spring, fall, winter. Isn't that funny? So summer and spring. Here's what I don't like about spring. It is wet and cold where I am. And yeah, you might get a rogue 70-degree day thrown in there and you get so excited, but then it's just, and it's a lot of wind too. So it's windy and rainy and colder than you want it to be. And you're just over it. Plus, in the spring now, that means I have to leave Florida and I'm coming back to Illinois. And I always get sad when that happens. Anyway, life is great. There's no complaints. I just thought it was interesting how my view of the seasons has completely changed. Anyway, that is what has been going on in my world lately. But hey, I also do have some big news to share with you that I think you're really going to love. Okay. So I have this exciting news that if you're somebody that has ever wanted to join the faster way, but hesitated because of the time commitment or the price tag, this is something you're going to want to listen to. Okay. Something brand new is happening. And honestly, I think it's fantastic. I'm pumped about it. And so I wanted to just spend just a few minutes telling you about it here on the podcast. So let me explain kind of the background a little bit. So for years, the Faster Way, which I'm a certified Faster Way to Fat Loss coach, I have been since April of 2019. And the Faster Way, we have run what I call 6-week new client rounds. I don't know why the word round we even use that, but it's a 6-week program. I offer a new one to start about once a month. Okay. And so a new client signs up with me and they work with me for 6 weeks. At that point, they can decide if they want to continue on a monthly basis with me, or maybe they just do the 6 weeks and that's it. Most people will continue on and do the monthly VIP membership. But those 6 weeks are and were, because I still have clients in it right now, they're very powerful. They truly set the foundation for long-term health and fat loss. But the two biggest roadblocks that I have heard from women over and over again in the last 6 years has been, I don't know if I can commit to the whole 6 weeks because I've got a trip. I've got this. I've got that. There's so many excuses about that 6-week block of time. And then the second one is just that the price feels like too much right now. And I get it. Okay. So I understand both of those excuses. There's always something, our lives, it's very rare that you're ever going to have a 6-week chunk of time that you're not going to have either a weekend trip or something with family or whatever, or a holiday or something. And price wise, I get it. $249 is a lot to invest. I look at it as an investment into your health and wellness. I guess I personally think it's worth it, but I do understand that as women and moms that we have a hard time spending that on ourselves. I think that's what it boils down to, that it feels self-indulgent, maybe even selfish to do that. So I understand it. I don't agree with it, either one of those, but I do understand those two excuses. The Faster Way has listened. And after much debate and talking about this, starting now, we are offering what we are now calling a 21-day reset. This is a 3-week program that is designed to give you the exact same tools, strategies, and accountability, but in a much smaller time frame and at a lower price point. The new price point is now $99. Just 99 bucks. Okay. So I want to assure you that this is not a watered down version. Okay. You are still going to learn how to fuel your body the right way, how to train efficiently, how to finally see the results that you can maintain. The difference is you can now do it in 3 weeks instead of 6. 3 weeks, 21 days. That is short enough to feel totally doable, right? But long enough to experience real change. I guess I do want to be super clear that this is still the faster way to fat loss. The quality, the support, the community, it is still all there. The only thing that is changing is that it's now more accessible than ever. Okay. So whether you've been on the fence or you've tried something else in the past and just didn't stick with it, this is your chance to reset, refresh, and see what is possible in 21 days. So I guess I just want you to know, if you've been waiting for the right time, the right price, or the right length of commitment, this is it. The 21-day Faster Way Reset is designed with you in mind. I cannot wait to coach you through it and watch you discover how incredible you can feel when you finally have a plan that works with your life instead of against it. And I'm just telling you, you know me, I'm an empty nester. I'm travel so much. We're on the go a ton and it still works. I can go off and get away from it for 2 weeks and come back to the lifestyle and not have any ill effects from that. There's no guilt. There's nothing gimmicky about this. It's not something that you're going to quote fail at. You're going to get the daily 30-minute workouts that are incredible that you can do from home with minimal equipment. So much motivation. And I think the big one is the accountability. Anyway, you're going to work with me for 21 days. You're going to get access to the incredible Faster Way app. You're going to have a meal plan that you can follow. It's so good. And sometimes all you need is a reset, and this is yours. So check out the show notes for today's episode, and you can find the link to get signed up for my October 21-day reset. It's going to be here soon, and I think it starts on the 13th. I'm super pumped about it. And I'll talk to you soon. Glad to be back and back with you. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Live Your Best Midlife. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that follow button. And if you want to help more people discover my podcast, I'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to leave a rating and a review. Your feedback not only brightens my day, but it helps others to find my show. And if you're craving some more behind the scenes action, follow me on TikTok at Jill Lewis Living or on Instagram at Jill B. Lewis.